Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JKWD podcast, where we hope you are having a marvelous day.
Marvelous.
Where we're going, we don't need ours. What? Kelvin, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Good.
My Fridays get good when I get to log on and talk to you for a while, and we can just banter back and forth endlessly about whatever comes up, and it's just good for the mind, and the fact that it's a beautiful day outside and that I'm in great health. Ask me anytime. And life is good and I'm breathing and walking on my own power just adds more joy to that.
Good. Yeah, that breathing and walking on your own power, that's a big thing, right?
I love that. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I still have that thing in my throat and chest that I had last week, mostly because we're only recording 20 minutes later. Right.
Well, you didn't have to tell them,
Yeah. So don't feel bad for me. It's I'm pretty sure this thing won't have lasted a week.
Well, let's hope you are correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. Get your daily dose of positive from the Prince of Positive himself. Wake up every day, Monday through Friday. It's a little note about how awesome today is going to be in your email box. Don't go checking your mailbox outside for that. It's not going there. Maybe someday. We'll have to revert to good old-fashioned mail. All the networks will go down, and there won't be any more podcasts, but we'll all be sending letters again.
The price will have to go up then.
Yeah, probably. Have to ask for postage.
Gotta pay postage, yeah. But I'd have to plan ahead now, wouldn't I?
Yeah, I guess you would. Anyway, VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. VitaminKDaily.com. Let's do the show. Josh and Kelvin World Domination Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. All right. Well, you pulled out a book a minute ago to say, hey, let's talk about this.
I did. It's weighing heavy in my hand, this book, because it's freaking awesome, in my opinion. And I haven't made full use of it, but sometimes, you just connect with a thing and it connects back.
Well, since we don't actually release the video, do you want to tell people what you were holding up there?
I thought really that clairvoyance would work and that the energy of the thoughts, but a while back you gave me this notebook. The name of it is the Steal Like an Artist Journal, a notebook for creative kleptomaniacs by this fellow named Austin Kleon. And it's an amazing little thing that is designed to get all kinds of information and creativity sprouting and blooming in us for things we're trying to do. And I
released this on the heels of his book, How to Steal Like an Artist. The premise of which is, most things have been done before, but if you take all the things that have been done before and you steal them in a creative way and reuse them in a creative way, then you're doing something new. And so he released this journal to kind of just get the creativity flowing.
Honestly, I mean, just holding it is inspiring because it is such a nice, such a nice product. But he has good questions here to help get creative juices flowing. What they call it? A notebook for creative kleptomaniacs. That's it. Of course, my daughter told me a kleptomaniac joke a while back, and it said, "What's the difference between a literalist and a kleptomaniac?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "A literalist takes things literally, and a kleptomaniac takes things literally."
Hey, it's a grammar joke.
That was a good one. So, anyway, here we go. But it gives us a way to organize those thoughts and stuff, and it's nice. So, I thought we should talk about that because I believe that's something. I mean, I didn't produce it, but I mean, it's a great idea. So, may as well give credit to the artists that created it.
That we stole it from, right?
Yeah,
okay,
right.
we bought it. But okay.
Well, you bought it, yeah. So, yeah.
What are some of the questions in there that popped out at you?
Well, but some of his lines are I think we're creative all day long. We have to have an appointment to have that workout on the page because the creative part of us gets tired of waiting and just gets tired. How to be a creative kleptomaniac. So he's got a flow chart here. At the top it says, "Is it worth stealing?" And then on the left it says yes. And if it says yes, move on to the next thing. And if it says no, it's not worth stealing, then you still move on to the next thing. And
then repeat from the top.
Yeah, repeat from the top. So he's got some great stuff here. Let me. He's got some stuff in here to put in.
And these are all exercises to just get your creativity.
Yeah, these are exercises.
They're not long treks or anything, right? They're things like, hey, name a mix. Come up with 6 mixtape titles.
Yeah. Well, for right here we got. Okay, go to an art store and shop for a new pen. Use this page as a tester. Wonderful.
And that way you're gonna, scribble on the page and just
do things.
Get your drawing hand moving.
So it's got a page here. It says you're a barista. Start tip jar wars to maximize your tips, and he's got a page of tip jars. So I don't know how you're going to use that particularly.
Well, the concept behind that is you write something clever on a tip jar, and let's say you've got 2 registers. You write something clever on each tip jar, and see which tip jar gets more tips. So you're looking for the clever thing to write on there.
Cool stuff.
And the great thing about Twitter or Instagram right now, or Facebook even, is that you could take a picture of your tip jars and post it.
Oh, true.
And see what your friends like better.
True. Here you go. Here's something to do. Steal a title from a book you've never read and invent your own story. It just gives you 2 pages to do that, so I don't think it's going to be a bestseller. But write a fan letter. All right, so on this page, make a mixtape for someone who doesn't know you. There's an interesting idea. Well, actually, I think they're doing that on Facebook with stories these days, kind of thing. And then on the next page, give thanks to who taught me. Or you're picking up things. And there's a lot of thanks to people who taught you different things in your life. And it's crazy. Creativity, to get your mind around. Stack books. Make a poem out of the spines and draw the stack. So
Well, that
this
gets
is
your
just,
brain going in a couple of different directions, right? So this is, this is a 15 to 30 minute creativity exercise every day, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the way that if we don't schedule in exercise, we don't exercise. If we don't schedule in some creativity, we might not do any creative work. And if we let creativity is just like any other muscle. If we don't work it on the regular,
Mhm.
it goes away, or it greatly atrophies.
It
And this is a good way to just build that muscle and keep it flowing.
and it has you thinking outside the normal box.
Right. Well, there's
For
creativity.
instance, write a letter to someone you hate. Try to make them laugh. Take some ingenuity right there. Stuff like that. And here's one that most of us can use. 10 things I could have done but didn't. Because, we'll sit around talking about, I could have done that. Or if you're like some of the others of us, it's like you come up with an idea one day and you go, oh, that would be a really, really cool thing. But you never do anything about it. And then one day you walk into a store and there it is. That very thing you said you could make, you could do, but didn't. And now you're slapping yourself around the store and going, oh man, I could have been making money with this already. That kind of thing. And it just helps bring that kind of awareness to your psyche, so that and then you may find something in playing with this that you could do quickly. And once it's done, right, it's done.
Right.
You did it. You can show people, you can revise it, you can recover it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it, but it's an idea you had that's moving suddenly now. And I think that's exciting, honestly.
And I think anything that spurs creativity is a great thing to get us moving for a lot of reasons. Just most of us aren't going to pour so much creative energy into it that we get exhausted, right? We're going to put just enough in that it's like a little warm up, and that'll give us a little bit of creative energy to keep moving, not only in the creative space, but I know that when I'm moving in a creative space and I get energy in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
I get other energy too. Like I get physical energy and mental energy, and I can go for a while.
Yes.
On that.
And it's amazing. I found something here we've talked about before.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Yeah. It says research and overnight success. Excuse me, research an overnight success story. Was it truly overnight? Yeah.
Probably.
How do you like that? So, yeah. So I'm kind of jazzed by this thing right now. Just because, strangely enough, there's a lot of ideas in here that I didn't think of.
Yeah. And
that are really good ideas.
One thing I like about it too is that some of those things, like go to an art store and buy a new pen and use this page as a tester. Mm-hmm. Some of those things get you out of the house.
Yes.
And they get you into a new environment.
Which is always good for learning.
Yeah, and even the stack some books exercise probably brings you back to a bookshelf you haven't visited in a while.
Yep. And I've got I've bought a lot of books. I wish I'd read all the books I bought.
Well, the value of a library is on the books you haven't read, right?
Well, there you go. True enough.
But some of them you have because you want to read, and you'll find them useful.
And the other ones are just there to make sure that the large stereo cabinet and bookcase doesn't float away into the ether.
There you go.
It holds them down. So yeah, I thought that would be a cool thing. Just that concept and the fact that we can say nice things about this tremendous work on our podcast, not because we're getting paid for it, but just because, dang, this is a really good idea. I thought was, something we should consider.
All right. Well, hey, well, if people do want to go to jkwdpodcast.com and click on our link to buy it, then we'll get a little kickback.
Yeah, we can take
a few pennies.
We can take that 30 cents. Yeah, we're good. We're not greedy much.
I'd be surprised if it was 30 cents.
I'm an optimist, remember? Come on. So, well, that's it. So that's a lot of fun. So it made me giggle this morning. So I'm like, we should talk about this thing. So, and now I'm going to use it.
Awesome. Well, that's the important thing, right?
That is it.
So thank y'all for being here. jkwdpodcast.com for show notes for this and all our other episodes. VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. AustinCleon.com. See what else he's up to. All those other books he's put out. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye! A Better Humanhood production.